Hi there, Kelly Tribble with the Faculty Academy. Hope you're well. We've got a new form for processing professional development stipends for adjunct faculty, and we wanted to make a very brief video describing and demonstrating how it works, just in case there's any confusion. I know sometimes the easiest way to work is video. So there are 3 steps to filling out these adjunct stipend requests. Number one, enter the colleague IDs of the adjuncts that are deserving of professional development stipend. 2, sign the form. And 3, submit the form. You must do all 3 for it to work. But it's very simple, so let's dig right into it. First of all, there's a link that you can find on their intranet page. It also will be emailed to you. I'm going to paste it right into my web browser. And it says log into Laserfish Forms. You may or may not be prompted. You probably will be prompted to log in to this. You're going to use just your standard computer login credentials, what you use to boot up your computer in the morning or log onto your email if you're doing that separately. So I'm going to type mine. And now I'm here at the form, Adjunct Stipend Payment Form. This is what it looks like. Notice that it does a couple of things automatically. The date is already there, your campus, your department, and your name, whoever's logging into this, and it should be a dean name, not mine, is going to be already populated there, so you don't have to touch that. The next thing you see is this row of fields. It's ready for your first adjunct, basically. So I'm going to enter my name, my colleague ID rather, and once you enter that and then click anywhere else, it finds my name and goes ahead and populates it. And so here I am now. All you have to do is enter the number of hours this adjunct completed, and that would be 8, and you're done with that adjunct. So you're ready now for another row of fields. So I click this little add link here, and that gives me a completely new field. Now, one of the big problems we have, of course, is an adjunct can only be paid once per fiscal year, and one of the confusing parts on our end was that we always had to go back and look who had already gotten a pay stipend, and so this system checks for us. Let me illustrate that by typing in one that has already been paid. So you'll notice a couple of things. It does find this person's name. It highlights them boldly and it gives a date over here of the last stipend this person received. And you notice it was October the 16th, 2015. So that's within this fiscal year. This person's already been paid. So this person is not eligible. So you have 2 options at this point. You can either click the little X here, which will delete this whole row, or you can just go in and replace their colleague ID with a different colleague ID. So I'm going to use this one. And now it finds that colleague ID is Teresa Mushela, and I see there's no last stipend received there. It's not highlighted, so I can type their hours, and now when we get ready to submit, they'll be paid as well. I'm going to add one more because I have one more situation to show you. There will be semesters when you have adjuncts who have not been paid during this fiscal year, but they will have been paid at some point. So it tells them this is a person who does have a date over here, but just having the date over here is just saying, hey, this person has been paid before. They were paid in May 31st of 2015. So even though they have been paid before, it's not highlighted and it's not wrong to pay them, but it's just telling you when they were last paid. But when it's highlighted, that's when it's warning you, hey, this date is within the fiscal year. They're not supposed to be paid again. And in actual fact, if you leave a row that's red highlighted like that, it won't let you submit the form at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and give that person their hours. And that's basically it. You just enter colleague ID numbers. It populates the name for you. Verify that that name is indeed the person you meant to add, because it's easy to make a slip up typing in those colleague ID numbers. And then, assuming they're eligible, go ahead and type the total hours completed and move on to the next line. Let's say these 3 are the only people I want to add. So the next 2 steps is simply to sign and submit. The signature is really interesting. I really like this signature. We click sign, and it gives you 2 options to type or to draw your signature. If I type my signature, it appears here as a signature. If I type my name, rather, I can choose from a few different styles. If I like one, let's say this one I think really matches the way I write my name anyway, I can use that one. Or if you're handy with a mouse, you can click the draw button and draw your signature. And it looks pretty much like you would expect it to. If you've ever done your signature on one of those weird pads at the checkout in a store, you look at it afterwards and go, "That looks nothing like my signature." But essentially, whichever one you're happiest with, one that you've drawn that has your own personality with it, or one that just looks nicer. So once you've selected one, let's say I like this one, I'm going to click Sign, and now I see that that signature has been added to this form. And then the very last thing you do, you've got your people in, you've signed it, is you go and you click the Submit button. I click it. It says, "Thank you, the form has been submitted." It also gives me options to download a copy of this form, to print it, or to email a copy to myself. So, and then there's all the information there. So that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple process, as I said. It does have some nice features built into it, but if you run into problems or have trouble accessing it or figuring out what to do, please give us a call in the Faculty Academy. We'll be glad to help you. Take care.